A raging storm, dwindling supplies, Leonardo's relentless pursuit. Whatever the cause, the expedition was driven deeper into the planet's heart. Now it's your turn. You must descend through the labyrinth of dark tunnels and hollowed stones. Somewhere below lies the ritual site Leonardo could not let go. So we're inside the planet. We are looking for the ritual site, trying to learn about our father.
Even better now. Captain, with, all due respect, are you sure our ship's the best, vessel for cave dwelling?
I do like the voice acting in this game. The 3D ship combat, I'm not entirely sold on, but the rest of the game is fantastic. I mean, the ship combat's serviceable. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's not like super compelling. It's not like what's pulling me back to the game. It's this part of the game that I really like, the text adventure kind of stuff. Crushed boat. You steer your ship into a narrow passage, but arrive at a dead end. Someone else had the misfortune to choose that path as well. A small crashed boat is lying ashore with substantial damage. It's unlikely that anyone could have survived the incident. Well, let's check it out. It's a vigor check. 57% chance. We need higher than 58. These, I don't remember what these do. It's been a little while since I played. Alien Core improves test of resolve plus 50. And Golden Mask is a reroll for resolve tests. Form a test, roll number. If the number rolled or less, you have to guess what's behind the UI here. Okay. Let's just go ahead and spin. 58's a decent number. 36. That is lower than 58. Success. Oh, yeah, because there's a smaller portion higher than 58. Yeah, we are always looking for the lower number. Okay. I had that backwards in my head. Gain some more resolve. You spent some time salvaging the boat. Your work is crude, but the job doesn't require high precision. Soon, valuable materials and leftover supplies are loaded onto the ship. Plus 150 gold, plus 15 supplies. Cool. Dead end, but it worked out. We got more than we put in. I thought maybe the wall would open up if we were successful or something. Like you found a loose rock and nudged it and the whole wall came tumbling down and you were free to pass on. I hope to be able to complete the game in this last session here. I don't think there's a whole lot more. Or we're like halfway through and there is a whole lot more, but you'll know by the thumbnail and title of the video. Is this another dead end? Doesn't look like it. Alien basins. Is this like smoke billowing out or like some sort of ooze? As you cruise through the cave network, you enter a larger opening. Multiple remains of alien architecture populate the area. You wonder what the place can be. Oh, we're in 3D space here. It's an ambush. How do I play? I don't remember. Use shields. That's right, there's some bullet drop. I feel like we're getting wrecked here. Are you allowed to be that close to me? Get out of here. We got one more down here. Is that it? Just the one more? Alright, are there more coming? Am I gonna crash into this wall? Oh my goodness. I don't remember how to steer. I don't remember how to do anything. But it looks like we did it. Wonder if there's more around the cave here, or if just this like little point of interest. Take a little peek around. Oh, that's right. We got turbo boosters. I like the big tree roots coming out of the rocks there. Pretty cool. It looks like this is the only point of interest. I don't see any like floating supply barrels or anything. That looks like that's all this was. As you explore the cave network, something catches your eye. Massive stone basins are interwoven with roots and erected on the cave floor. The natural moist condenses on the natural moist? The natural mist? The natural water condenses? I'm not sure. Anyway, sorry. Condenses on the roots and drips into the basins, producing intoxicating fumes. I know that it's not an English production, so some of the translation might be a little off. Or not an English first language, I should say. Are we just taking a bath in the basin? I don't know about that. I like the sarcasm in the tooltip there. Taking a bath in the alien basin definitely sounds like a wise decision. Let's see if we can check it out first. So 43%, we need under 43. What does this do? This is a reroll. So we're just examining it. Let's just go ahead and spin. I don't think we need to reroll or use one of our rerolls. 13 is less, so success, I guess. Critical success. Excellent. Upon closer look, you realize these basins are not mere decorations. Moisture condenses on the roots, extending into the basins, mixing with the existing liquid to form a complex sulfate solution. That process, though unique, triggers a sense of familiarity, reminding you of how one would grow salt crystals. So it's a salt bath, and we gain knowledge, which I think was our low point coming into this. Or our low stat, rather. What should you do next? I feel like if we collect samples, we'll probably get an item that'll help future rolls. I kind of want to take a bath in it. Although, maybe not. Let's just collect samples. No. Let's take a little risk here. Let's take a bath. You submerge yourself into the basin. Oh, our resolve went up. Into the basin. The liquid is hot but not uncomfortable. A thin, slightly luminescent crust forms on your skin. Somehow you feel sturdier, though the constant itching irritates you. You attempt to peel it off, but it clings stubbornly. Are we just like a rock salt creature now? As you scratch, the sensation intensifies, becoming almost unbearable. Yet you can do nothing to alleviate it. So our resolve went up and now we itch. Okay. I thought it sounded like we were getting like a protective rock layer, like stone skin or something. This. Let's check this out first. I don't remember what we saw in there. Hatchery. Uh-oh. As the tunnels merge into a cave opening, you see more alien remnants. Rows of shelves cover the walls, each hosting numerous round objects. Like giant stone eggs, they stand encrusted into the environment. We can smash them, or we can pry one. I mean, are we gonna get like a little baby alien? Is it gonna be like Will Smith in Men in Black? A little baby squid alien? Let's retrieve an egg. 55%. I really want this to work. I'm going to use one of these resolve things. Success. With some effort, you dislodge one of the rocks. Up close, it looks even more like an egg, calcified into stone by time or nature. You're unsure how it can be useful, but you take it anyway. Whispering egg. Okay, we can take it to the academy to learn its power. It pulses faintly and whispers of things yet to come. That's kind of cool. I do like the writing in this game as well. I know I keep gushing about it. Oh, it looks like we can... Oh, we have to go through this way anyway. Okay. It all comes through here. Either way that we had gone. Is this the lighthouse or is this one of those? Oh, it is the lighthouse. You enter the lighthouse, a safe haven for starfaring captains that allows rest and respite. Although this one seems to have been abandoned, you wonder what would happen if you took a rest here. Well, I definitely want to see the lighthouse woman again, 'cause she's freaking cool. Hopefully she shows up. Surprise visitor, maybe it's not her. You go to the dorm and close your eyes, but struggle to fall asleep. After some time, a distinct noise starts to be heard from outside. A loud shrieking sound. Uh-oh. As you leave the room to investigate, you're startled to find an unexpected guest standing next to one of the windows. Standing next to one of the windows. Sometimes I feel like I can't read, and then other times, hey, it's the man in yellow. Why was he hissing? What a magnificent creatures they were. He points towards one of the windows. Outside, the place has changed. Glorious temples can be seen around the lighthouse. Giant silhouettes fly between them. Well, I guess what is he doing here? Is this our dad? If this ends up being our dad, this is going to be kind of cool. Like, hi dad, but I don't know if it is. I feel like there's a game being played between the lighthouse chick and this person here. Let's be surprised. Glimpses of the past. How it used to be in the days foregone. And look, the old ones themselves. What a sight to behold. A large silhouette can be seen steadily approaching the lighthouse. Oh. Oh, that's right. I remember we were flying through space a couple episodes ago, and like some of the stars were blotted out, and some more and more stars got blotted out as it seemed like something was between us and the stars. It was getting closer to us. Who are these old ones? Creatures of tremendous willpower, but they're all gone now. They went to a better place where they could exist in peace, undisturbed by this world. Which, by the way, was the reason your father came here. Leonardo was looking for a way through, and here, the veil is particularly thin. Almost as thin as inside the nebula you might have witnessed. But there is no need for concern. It shall not affect you while you stay inside the lighthouse. Speaking of lighthouses, there is something I've wanted to ask of you, my dear friend. It is of a delicate matter. You see, last time with the Keeper, we didn't part on best terms. That's one reason why I can't be here unless she is away. What happened? Just a misunderstanding, nothing more. We were on a break! Friends reference, sorry. I was worried and asked her to abandon the lighthouse and leave with me, but she took it as a personal offense. My request is not a complicated one, Captain. All I want you to do is give her a gift on my behalf next time you see her. He puts his hand into his pocket and reveals a small jewelry box of peculiar design. An ornate box from the man in yellow to be delivered to the lighthouse keeper. So we can probably use this or sell it, but I kind of want to I want to give it to the lighthouse keeper next time we see her. I am intrigued. She will be expecting a gift, or expecting the gift most likely. It's hard to surprise someone who can read into the future, but I better try rather than not. And now it is time for you to wake up. He claps his hands with a loud sound, making you blink. And as you open your eyes, you see the ceiling of the guest dorm room and a nicely packed bag of supplies. Seems like the man in yellow upholds the tradition. Okay. Alright, let's head back out. I like mysterious characters that aren't too mysterious, but I feel like we'll never know a whole lot about any of these characters. I want to know more, though. I wonder if other playthroughs are possible, and if you can do, like, different choices and get different information. Anyway, onwards. Underground Temple. Days of crawling through the twisted veins of the Boreas have led you here. An ancient complex, crumbling temples, forgotten ritual sites, buried deep beneath the ice and stone. This is where your father's expedition met its end. Perhaps it is not too late to save him. Alright, let us try not to smash into rocks like we always do. I hope everybody enjoyed my little boops in the Windy Planet episode.
This must be it. The ritual site Leonardo was chasing. We'd best head in, but be cautious. Something tells me we're not exactly welcome.
Is this a pit stop or is this the exit? I kind of want to go this way. Oops, I'm accidentally going backwards. Like a silly man. Sorry, I swear a lot in real life, and I'm trying not to swear for this channel. See how it goes. This looks like it might just be a pit stop. Let's check it out. I say pit stop, I just mean like some sort of event or something. Emergency beacon. Suspended by several balloons, an emergency beacon hovers over the cave floor, its light piercing the darkness. It emits a series of short, long flashes, struggling to send a message through the icy cave crust above. I feel like we could do either of these. If we amplify the message, will it like attract more aliens, or it's like an alert system? Or maybe this is a beacon from our father asking for help. Let's try to amplify the signal. Whoever built this wanted it to work, right? And let's go ahead and I don't see if we use this. I feel like we should be able to see if we fail first, but I get it. I'm gonna do this and see if it gives us 2 spins. We failed by 1. Yeah, so it's letting. Okay, I like that mechanic. That's fine. All right, we succeeded. You realign the mirrors and flip several switches. The signal is now stable and powerful enough to reach the orbit. It may soon be noticed. Alright, whether that's a good or bad thing is yet to be discovered. Maybe we'll meet that pirate from earlier. Maybe they've been following us and watching us. I assume we can fit through this since we can't really go up and down in 3D space here. I feel like this is another great place for an ambush. Trying to see around the... I'm actually tilting my head to try to see around the corner. I know that's not how this works. There's a breakable wall. I don't see any more balloons anywhere. Although, what's back here? It seems like it's another way to go. And this way it looks blocked off, except for the wall that's breakable. Let's see if we can break that up. And I'm really afraid to use my thrusters. I feel like I'm such a bad boat operator. Is this just a shortcut, or is this maybe like the way back out after we complete? There's something in here. I guess we can check it out. I really want to know what was the other way, though. We'll go back. Might all just be connected again. Occult ritual. Buddy, your jaw's broken. I wonder what's in that book, though. As you pass through the shadowed cave, you come upon an uncanny sight. A dried out corpse lies with a circle drawn in blood on the cave floor. The air is still, heavy with the scent of iron. Tests of perception. There's a very low chance for our character. I don't know if we have any items that increase perception. I guess we can look at the ritual, the circle. And I'm going to use this also. I really want to succeed here. The circle is composed of intricate symbols painted in blood. You recognize these symbols. They are mainly used during extended work periods and amplify the user's willpower and focus. However, you wonder if, with enough skill and sacrifice, the ritual could have sharpened the mind to such a razor point that it could push through and away from its mortal bounds. Perhaps the consciousness of the person inside the circle had fled away far before the body died of blood loss. Before you leave, you notice one more thing. The corpse seems to be clutching a book, bound in old leather, titled Cornelius Ravenscroft, Rituals of the Damned. Cornelius Ravenscroft was the person at the academy, I believe. The book feels important. You may either return it to Bedica at the academy or keep it. Okay. And if we go this way, it's probably just going to come out the other side. So I feel okay doing that. Sorry if I'm going slow here. I really don't want to lose all of our health smashing into walls. Which I'm about to do, I think, maybe. Oh, wow, we just barely made it through there. And then these are more of those... Ooh, saving. Okay, cool. If we die, we start here. I feel like these had some sort of shielding or a special spot to hit. Don't remember. But what I do know is that this is a battle.
Looks like we've overstayed our welcome.
Yeah, we have.
Enemy inbound, Captain. Let's see what they got.
Oh my goodness. We are getting absolutely bodied. And as I thought, we used everything right into the shields. All right, I'm just gonna die here. We're gonna try this again. This might be the last battle. I'm not sure, but let's give this another shot. And instead of going to the center and getting enclosed and everything, let's kind of go around the edge and see if we can maybe flank them a little bit. Take out some of these outer attackers first. If we can clear some of these out, that'll mean I won't be getting hit from a side that I'm not looking at. Can these be injured before the fight starts? That's a good question. Uh-oh. And now it's on cooldown.
Looks like we've overstayed our welcome. Enemy inbound, Captain. Let's see what they got.
Alright, we're doing a little better, although I'm still not using my shields properly. Oh, our projectiles are actually killing their projectiles. That's interesting. Let's see if we can get this guy around the corner here. Doesn't look like we can. We are dead again. I need to get better. Also, I used our first salvo of laser completely ineffectively. I should be able to get it this time.
Looks like we've overstayed our welcome. Enemy inbound, Captain.
All right, we got a couple up in there. We just got 5 gold, so something died. I think one of them might have hit each other with like friendly fire. Alright, we got another one down. Do we have any more of the small guys left? I think it's just these large ones now. Alright, we can probably just sit here and just pick them off now. Alright, we got another one. I like that they let them go sideways for us, so we can actually hit them. Or maybe we can just hit them directly in the snout there. I guess we could have. Alright, well. I feel like every time I play the game, I have to like relearn how to do the combat. Alright, so is this big door going to open for us now? Or was this just like a trap room? Is there something I can interact with? This looks like it's gonna open up. Open up. Maybe the front will... There's just like a Ocarina of Time puzzle. Oh, it might actually be. I was just being silly, but it looks like we can actually hit those things. Unless this is the same mechanic that we learned up on the surface, and I just don't remember it. Okay, it is. I'm glad I tried that instead of just flying around this like aimlessly for 4 or 5 minutes before figuring it out. Alright. Sweet. Onward. If it opens before we reach it and smash into it. Okay. We're down to 50% HP, but I don't know that there's going to be more combat. I feel like we're just going to come up to another event.
Captain, you feel that? The air's thick, heavy. We're getting close.
Is that something I can hit? I feel like bad, but okay, it doesn't look like it is. It's like firing on NPCs before you realize they're friendly. Oh wow. It's like an orb of the void. And then, what do we got here? All these, like, tendrils? I don't know what to call them. They remind me of the Eldrazi in Magic the Gathering. Like some, like, alien, all-consuming kind of creatures. I don't really know the lore behind them, but it has a very similar visualization. I'll put one of the cards up on the screen. You'll know be able to see what I'm talking about, if you're not familiar already. Alright, is this where our father ended up? Reality tear. At last you see it. The tear between the worlds is formed in this ancient temple where the veil is so thin. It's hard to see through it. Myriads of colors, twisting and bending, creating a spiraling vortex. This must be the tear your father tried to use to cross through, but attempting to do so yourself would be suicidal. Stick your hand in or shout? Let's see if sound travels through it. I don't want to just stick my hand in first. You approach the tear and shout inside. There's no response. You step closer for another try when suddenly a hand emerges from the tear and grabs you by your coat. As you step back, struggling to keep your balance, a silhouette of a man emerges from the tear and steps down onto the deck. Figure's features are blurry, the whole body is switching and slightly translucent. But as time passes, it becomes more solid, stable enough for you to recognize the features. Whoa, Dad looks awesome. Leonardo Salvatore. The figure's eyes are focused on you, a flash of happiness glimpses in them, but quickly replaced by a concerned look. You shouldn't be here, child. This is no place for you. Let's be confident. And who told you I needed rescuing? You've no idea how thin the veil is here. Every breath you take, every thought, it tugs at you, warps you. There's a pause, and then the tension eases. His voice softens. Still, I suppose I was in trouble, so yes, I am glad you came. Do we tell him about the man in yellow? He's got to know about the man in yellow. Yeah, tell him that we were sent here by the man in yellow. Ah, Zalthur, a chaotic creature of obscure intentions. You shouldn't have trusted him. I made that mistake myself. His gaze shifts to the tear. I came to this cursed rock chasing a theory. I thought I'd calculated it, charted a precise intersection of will and breach. But when I stepped through the tear, I drowned. What do you mean you drowned? It's difficult to explain. I doubt even truly I understand it. When I crossed through, I was overwhelmed. Directions lost meaning. Every path became possible. I couldn't find the way back, only down. I fell between layers of reality. Not like falling through the air. I'm more like sinking through meaning. And I never reached the bottom. I don't know how long I was gone. Time, what does that mean when you're lost in concept? But then I felt you, a familiar presence, solid, yours. They let me claw my way back. I'm still fractured. Parts of me are scattered down here. What should we do next? There's a place, a great pyramid hidden within a nebula. It holds another tear between realities. A stronger, wider tear with enough luck. You may have a chance to help me restore my missing pieces. But first we must find Cornelius, my former student. Before I crossed, I saw him preparing one of his rituals. The man is arrogant, but not foolish. He's alive, and he will know how to reveal a path to the pyramid. So I assume that was the skeletal figure we just came across that said that their spirit had left its body.
Now we must get out. You've already dwelled here for long enough.
Alright, well then let's get out.
The veil is thin here. Almost as thin as within the nebula. And I am worried how it might have affected you. We will reach the surface and head back to the city. Wherever Cornelius went, he must have first made a stop there.
Ah, so we are going back to the original city. Maybe we can get some sweet upgrades. I wasn't sure if our journey was going to end, like, in this cave system. Just reuniting with our dad in the void. Everything just becomes one. I hope I'm not, I hope I'm supposed to backtrack. I hope I didn't just miss, like, an exit. Okay, here it is. Reunion. You found him. Your father, lost between realms, now free at last. But the journey has left him shattered, his mind fractured, his soul incomplete. Restoration must come later. First, another pursuit. Cornelius, scholar, occultist, and rival. He holds the key to your father's soul, and a plan of his own. Alright, let's get out of here. A sudden stop. As you sail through between the asteroids, your path is suddenly blocked. Multiple ships stand in a line, creating an impenetrable blockade. In the middle is a massive vessel under the Lord's Inquisitor's banner. It signals you to shut down your engines and prepare for boarding. As you consider trying a daring escape, you can see smaller vessels blocking any possible escape route. I wonder if we're going to be able to fight our way through this. You can hear the voice of your father in your head. Be cautious, child. They will search the ship. That book you found, Cornelius's book. The Lord Inquisitor will want it, and he rarely asks twice. I think we should hide it. Alright, 1 in 4 shot, or a little less than 1 in 4 shot. Good luck, us. Uh-oh. Time is short and the ship is not entirely familiar. You look around looking for a place to hide the book. Eventually you find such a place and stash the book. Hopefully it won't be found that easily. Oh no. Oh man, I really wanted to get that book back to the academy. Clad in heavy armor, they lead onto the ship. They lead you onto the Lord Inquisitor's ship into his chamber. Pass through a series of corridors into a richly decorated room. Various tapestries hang around the walls, and a large wooden table with the gold incrustations is placed in the middle of the room. Behind it sits the Lord Inquisitor. Spooky. Welcome aboard, Captain. You'll forgive the formality. I'll be with you shortly. He nods towards one of the soldiers escorting you. The soldier hands over several notes as well as the book bound in leather, the book you tried to hide. Let's not piss him off yet. His gray eyes briefly scheme through the notes. From what I see, your travels have already stirred no small amount of concern. Does not look good, Captain. I don't know if talking about the man in yellow is going to be a great idea. Let's just remain silent. He leans forward slightly. But tell me this, have you found Leonardo? Last I heard, he wandered far beyond the edge of reason, and that he has paid the price for it. His soul is no longer whole. I just kind of want to see what's going to happen. Since we're probably only going to play this once. Let's be true. Let's tell him that we found our father's ghost. He studies you in silence, his eyes narrow. You feel as though he's reading past your words, weighing their consequences more than their truth. Oops. That's probably not good. You can sense the Lord Inquisitor weighing your every word, but his intentions remain unclear. There was another member of Salvatore's expedition, Cornelius Ravenscroft, the man who penned this charming volume. Points towards the book on his table. I suspect you're already looking for him, as am I. He's dangerous, Captain. A man unburdened by restraint and deaf to the call of duty. His ambition exceeds his sense. That makes him unstable. I will have a mission for you, Captain. When you find Ravenscroft, and you will, I expect you to ensure he does not succeed in anything. Preferably, he does not remain alive long enough to try. In return, I promise to provide you aid. Aid which you will need if you hope to see your father's soul restored. Now, you're free to return to your ship. Safe travels and do not disappoint me, Captain. Otherwise, our next conversation will be less amicable. He waves you away and diverts his attention to the book. Man, I really didn't want to lose the book.
That went better than I expected. You handled yourself well, child.
Thanks, Dad.
The Lord Inquisitor's request may sound harsh, but I understand why he wants Cornelius dead. And it's a shame, truly. Cornelius was a brilliant student, more dedicated, more passionate than anyone I had ever encountered. But ambition, his greatest strength, has become his flaw. That book of his, I dread to imagine the cost of what he's written in it. And yet it's that very knowledge that makes him vital. We must find him. There's a place hidden deep within the nebula, invisible to ordinary minds. A monument left behind by the old ones. If there is a way to pass through the veil, to truly cross it, that place is our best chance. And Cornelius may know how to reveal a path towards it.
Onwards. That's a comforting little piece of music there. Reminds me of just getting back to like the overworld in Legend of Zelda. The first time you exit the first dungeon you ever play in. It just feels good to like get back to that, like it just feels like home, you know? Your journey brings you once more to its towering walls and shadowed alleys. This time you seek traces of Cornelius, clues to where he's fled and what he plans next. At the academy, Vetica awaits. She deserves to know the truth about her brother. Okay, so part of me fears that I go talk to Vetica and then I can't do some of this other stuff, so I would actually like to see some of these other places first. So let's check back at the tavern. Missing barkeep. Uh-oh. You approach the bar, but the barkeep is nowhere to be seen. In his place stands the young boy you saw the last time you visited. Hey, Cap, what can I get you? Where's the barkeep? I can handle it. Not my first night managing the place. Uncle Riggs was getting worse, so he and Salt had to leave. They left a few days ago with this weird guy. Gave me the creeps. Aw, man. We're gonna have to fight Salt. Don't really know. Just overheard that there was a huge desert where they needed to go. The guy said he knew how to help Uncle Riggs, but to do so they would need to travel to some desert planet. You can hear your father's voice. There's only one such planet in the sector. We must follow them there. I have a feeling Cornelius did not decide to help out of the kindness of his heart. I guess we can take a rest, right? You make your way upstairs and enter a small, dimly lit room. The walls creak softly, and the smell of old wood and worn linen fills the air. You lie down, letting the silence settle over you. Sleep grants you distance for a while. From the voices, the visions, the weight of what you've seen. Whatever waits beyond tomorrow, tonight you rest. I wonder if there's a point other than just flavor to have rested. Shipyard. I guess we can explore again. It should always let us do ship upgrades, so I like to explore. Forget the woman's name. Was it Birdie? Bergie? I don't remember. Marfa. I was way off. You look around and see Marfa approaching you. So, did you get the core? We're nearly done. Just waiting for the final piece. She looks at you impatiently, waiting for your response. Yeah, I think. Or did I use it? Your crew rolls in the solar core on a reinforced cart. Its alien casing hums faintly, casting strange reflections in the shipyard light. Marfa squints at it and then blinks. For a moment, she's speechless. She lets out a sharp bark of laughter. That's not what I expected, but damn, that's even better. Small, stable, plenty of kick. She slaps the side of the cart and grins. Come on, follow me. Alright, so we lose the alien core, which is fine. This should give us like some sort of nice upgrade or something, maybe? She leads you to the boarded up hangar. Inside, dozens of workers move with quiet urgency. Stacked behind... I'm sorry, I thought I saw a bug on the wall and I got distracted. Stacked beside the... Oh, now I just can't read. Stacked beside the walls, rows of solar cannons, not unlike the ones you mounted on your own ship. Not unlike the ones mounted on your own ship. Near them, a large folded sails of shining filament, likely designed to feed energy into the solar core. That's some impressive work. Every time we try to negotiate, Ashvara sends enforcers, big men with clubs and paperwork, scaring people into compliance. She gestures towards the cannons. But now, they'll think twice before crossing that threshold. With these beauties mounted around the shipyard, we can speak on more equal terms. Oh, so we're just buffing up the shipyard, not necessarily for personal gains. Yeah, sounds good. Of course it's risky. Ashvara might bring fire before they bring a diplomat, but I'll take that risk, so I've had enough of crawling. You helped us more than you know, Captain. Take this. She hands you her hammer, that huge hammer, an enormous, well-worn tool. It takes both your hands just to lift it. I've got new toys now. Next time you stop by, maybe we'll be free folk. Or maybe we'll be ashes. Either way, we'll be the ones who choose. Marfa's hammer. Heavy with purpose, scarred by labor, never swung without cause. I feel like shielding would be good. More energy would be good, because I'm bad at timing shields properly. Cannons, damage increase, reload time, accuracy and projectile speed, and ammo capacity, which is just more salvos per reload time. Solar charge costs. I thought we got... Oh, we did get some of these. Okay. We have none of the level 2 stuff. Increase solar cannon damage by 50%. I feel like having the initial laser be stronger is good, because it just makes the fight that much easier. And then cannon reload time by 25% doesn't seem that great. What's the next thing? Solar beam duration by 25%. Oops, sorry, I bumped the microphone. Decrease damage from collisions by 50%. Am I that bad of a pilot? I know I am. Let's get stronger. Alright. And off to see Vedica at the academy. You enter the academy and head straight to Vedica's office. Captain, you're right on time. We finally received an SOS signal from Boreas. Hey, that was us. Council can't keep stalling now. They'll be forced to act. Did you learn what happened to the expedition? Yeah, let's tell her about Dad. He did what? What was he even thinking? I'm amazed he managed to claw his way back at it all. Sure, parts of his mind got scattered like dust, but all things considered, I'm surprised there anything left at all. She exhales sharply and then narrows her eyes. And Cornelius, did you find anything about my brother? I'm gonna be honest with her. I wish I could have brought the book, but the Inquisitor took it. Also, your brother is apparently the enemy and I'm going to have to murder him. We'll see what happens. A long pause. Honestly, that doesn't surprise me. He probably used one of those rituals from that damn book of his. I know he's my brother, Captain, but truth behold, no one would lose sleep if he hadn't made it back from that mission. That may sound harsh, but at least I'm honest. Cornelius is a troubled man, and he made trouble wherever he went. I lost count of how many times I had to defend him before the council, explain his actions, cover for his obsessions. Honestly, if it would have just been easier for us all, him included, if he'd just let go. Doesn't sound like he's the type that would. It's hard to say what he'd do next if somehow he did survive. He never spoke to me about his plans. Now that I think of it, he barely spoke to me at all. Unless, of course, he needed something. But one thing's certain, he doesn't have a ship. He'd need to hire one if he left the city again. Well, we know where he went. She reaches into her desk drawer and hands you a small, well-crafted pipe and a tin casket of rich-smelling tobacco. In either case, thank you, Captain. This helps me focus. Might do the same for you. Cool. Knowledge increase 3 times. Excellent. A moment of calm in a world that rarely offers any. And can we afford to figure out what any of this stuff is? We're gonna not use the jewelry box, so I don't even want to waste stuff inspecting that. Hammer is likely going to give us resolve, which we're already high in. Golden mask is already good. Let's inspect the egg. Perception, nice. That is our lowest stat, so that's very, very helpful. And then the pipe we already have. I guess if we inspect the hammer, we can sell it for more. I don't know if we want or need to do that, but let's just inspect it anyway. Let's just re-roll tests of resolve. Let's sell it. And then this still gives us 80, even though it's got 1 charge left, so let's sell that as well. And then let's head back to the shipyard real quick and get one more thing before we head out. Since we can afford it. Solar beam duration might also be good. Although we can get better shields. I don't know if we need to. I think I just need to be better. Yeah, let's do solar cannon beam duration by a little more. Alright, I guess we're gonna head out to the desert planet. And I guess our father knows where that's at, so he'll guide us. We can explore the port too, sure. We wander aimlessly through the port, observing the surroundings. Many ships, I think this is... and a familiar figure. Hey, it's Lucia. She gave us the like the badge to be able to travel. Captain, I was not expecting to meet you again so soon. Find what you're looking for in the city? What was she working on? I should have watched my own episodes before I did this last one and got caught back up. Sorry if I'm missing some continuity here. Yeah, let's tell her what's going on. Why not? I see. My inquiries regarding the attack on this Isidore Castle didn't go that well either. The Lord Inquisitor, in his wisdom, judged it would be better for me to occupy a more hands-on position, which honestly was the right call. I never enjoyed sitting behind a desk anyways. So now I'm the junior investigator. She points towards the vessel behind her. Oh, she got her own ship. That's pretty cool. There's been a disturbance in the space sector. Merchants have been reporting on some strange howling they heard near the site of a former battle. I will be conducting the investigation. I mean, I'm not going to act skeptical. That seems a little rude. Also, the spelling again. I know. I won't mention it anymore. She straightens up a bit. Thank you, Captain. Good luck to you. Here, take this. She hands over a small trinket depicting the sun. Traveling the space can be dangerous. This little something will offer you at least some protection. A bell is rung on the vessel behind her. I will be going, Captain. See you next time. Aw, she gave us something. Warm to the touch, even in the coldest dark. Well, let's inspect that real quick. I feel like this is going to be the last real trip out, so... Test of resolve, we don't really need that, but 10 is almost like, from where we are, I think we're at like 80 or 85 right now. 10 is such a giant increase in success rate. And I realize 10% is 10% and math is math, but when talking about trying to succeed in, like, over the course of like 5 different trials, like 95% is so much higher than 85%. That'll be good. We'll definitely use that. Also, we may run into somebody later on that the pendant's useful, so that's kind of cool too. All right, let's set sail. Oh, supplies. 10 to 20 days. We can probably purchase some. We're heading to Python. Or is that Python? 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 I don't know how to pronounce the AE together. I know there's a certain way. An old friend of mine used to study actual Greek and was a translator for Greek stuff. And I remember he told me how to say it one day, and I just don't remember. All right. Yeah, let's just spend the rest of our gold. That's fine. The chase continues. Cornelius has managed to get back to the city after performing one of his occult rituals. There, he's convinced Salt, the barkeep, and a former pirate, together with his brother Riggs, who we fought earlier, to travel to a nearby desert planet. Promising to be able to cure Riggs of his injuries. You must find Cornelius, and convince him to share the path to the pyramid. So maybe we won't have to murder him.
That planet we're heading to, I believe I know why Cornelius went there. There's a site, one we studied long ago. Not unlike the ritual ground you saw, but different in function. The tears usually act as two-way gates, but are also very scarce.
I kind of don't want to interrupt this story, but...
However, certain environments allow for a one-sided communication.
I'm going to let him talk.
I suspect Cornelius sought something from beyond. Something that could help him pass through the nebula.
I wonder if he's going to make it through and we're going to be able to hear his demise.
There's still one thing I don't understand. Why would he need the barkeep and his brother?
Sacrifice, maybe? Sudden panic. Ooh, something's wrong. Tremor runs through your hands. The deck of the ship feels more unstable than usual. Each sound echoes too sharply, and each shadow flickers too long. Let's figure out what's going on here. Oh, it's both tests of perception. We can close your eyes, sense the shape, or focus on the surroundings. I feel like if we fail either of these, it's just going to be like some spooky cosmic horror stuff. Let's look inwards. And we're definitely going to use the egg on this. I don't want to go crazy in space. Ooh, success. You reach beyond and feel a presence that is not you. It watches still before stepping back. The moment loosens. It's not stopping. Your skin tingles, your thoughts fracture. Whispers crowd your ears, familiar voices speaking words you've never heard. Something claws at the edge of your mind. I don't think that it's a good thing, so like following it might lead to disaster. But warding it off, I don't know, I'm kind of interested. Let's follow. I'm gonna use the egg again. We failed. That's okay. You follow the feeling, but it takes you too far. A towering shape, distant yet near. It watches you and observes your every move. The pure pressure of its presence forces you down on your knees. You don't remember how it ended, only that it did. The experience was most unsettling, but you feel that you're still of a sound mind. Nevertheless, you try to stay away from the postulations of the veil and rest as much as possible. I feel like we're missing the whole bottom half of the map here. Do these two connect? I'm not sure. I don't think they do. Oh, the lighthouse. I'm glad I went this way. I just want to stop and see what we got going on. Maybe we can give the jewelry box. You approach the lighthouse. Inside, the air is warm and smells faintly of oil and salt. You climb the narrow spiral stairs to the top. The lighthouse keeper is already there, quietly cleaning the massive lens. Her movements methodical and precise. Yes, I love her. She's amazing. Ah, Captain. Looks like your journey is unfolding just as it should. She gestures to a bucket by the wall. Would you mind lending a hand? Absolutely. Pick up the sponge and help her clean? Or you're not here to do her chores? No, let's help her. You take the sponge and step beside her. You begin polishing the lens with slow, deliberate strokes mirroring the keeper's movements. As the glass clears and the light intensifies, you see him, your father's ghost, gently circling the lens if it's drawn to the glow. I trust you passed my message along to the man in yellow. You should have met him again by now, down in that old lighthouse beneath the planet's crust. She pauses, a faint smile forming on her face. Let me guess, he had a gift for me? Yeah, he did. Unsurprising. I doubt Zalthur will ever grasp that I've made peace with the fate bestowed upon us. Still, his little gestures never fail to amuse me. She finishes the final pass across the lens and finally turns to face you. There's no warmth in her eyes, only cold determination. So, shall you present that gift to me then? Thought I already did. Yeah, here you go. You take out the box and hand it to her. Ah, my dear old friend, tasteful as always. A perfect cage for a perfect being. She opens the lid. Blinding light spills out, warm at first, then searing. It floods the room, swallowing everything in its radiance. Then just as suddenly, the light vanishes. The box clatters to the floor and snaps shut. The lighthouse keeper is gone. Uh-oh. Oh. Did we kill the lighthouse keeper? Alright, let's go back the way we were going. I really hope we'll meet her again. Oh, there's an event here? Or is that the exit? I'll use one supply just to take another peek here. If there's anything down this way. Alright, let's get out of here. I like to see everything a game has to offer, and in these choice-driven games, a lot of times I feel very uneasy about missing stuff. I need to get better at that. Anyway, on to the desert planet. Phaethon. Buried in the desert, a scorched and silent world where the wind buries secrets beneath shifting dunes. Cornelius was seen heading here. His plan remains unclear, but whatever he sought likely holds the key to navigating the nebula. You must catch up with him before it's too late. A desert planet. Alright, let's see what we got.
Your father's friends sure know how to pick the best hideouts.
Cornelius is no friend of mine, and he's not hiding. He came here with purpose. Stay focused, child, and keep your crew from getting too comfortable.
Hey, I don't control him.
That said, the place does have a certain appeal. I'll take this sunburned rock over the howling winds of Boreas any day.
Fair amount of golden supplies. I wish I could turn off the laser after I use it. Like a second tap or something. I always feel weird that it's just like, as I'm like swinging the camera around, the laser's just going all willy-nilly everywhere, just burning the countryside, burninating the peasants. I'm just taking my time wandering around, making sure we get all the supplies. I know I can go a little faster here. Now, the description did say that it was a windy desert planet, so I don't know if we're gonna struggle with the wind like we did on the windy planet and boop our way into several of the columns. Perhaps this is a store, and I spent all our money on supplies. Or is this another academy for identifying items? Or maybe it's an event. That'd be cool if it's an event. Forgotten prison. Ooh, it's an event. You approach an old fortified building. It must have been used as a prison at one point. At one time, rather. But it looks to have been abandoned for quite a while. Inside, a maze of corridors, dimly lit by the faint light of your torch. You navigate through the layout, eventually reaching the deepest, darkest corner of the prison. You hear the voice from inside as you approach one of the cells. Oh, it's Cornelius. He's here. You there, Captain. Release me this instant. The voice belongs to a man dressed in blue robes, his hands bound by a set of shackles. I think it'd be cool if they didn't tell us who it was yet, because we don't know what this guy looked like at all. I guess there's a chance that we got here without knowing all this information, maybe? I'm not sure. But we do know who he is, so we're not going to ask about who he is. Although he doesn't know that we know who he is. I don't know. Never mind. The cell. Why is he imprisoned? Because of that barkeep's foolishness. I promised to save his brother's life, and I did. But he expected the old version to return. I made no such promise. Oh no, what did he do to poor Riggs? Now as an arch scholar and grand wizard of the academy, I command you, set me free. Why would I set you free? Because I can see Leonardo's ghost clinging to you. You must be his offspring, since you managed to serve as a beacon for his scattered soul. He tilts his head, glint of amusement in his eyes, and I imagine Leonardo would very much like me to show you the path to the pyramid. The only place where he can become whole again. Well, I'm glad we're all on the same page here. Dad, you got anything to say? I know how to reveal the path, or rather, who can. That pirate, one of the brothers. I pulled him back after he died of his wounds. His soul is in an in-between state now, and that is the only state a creature can be in to reveal a path through the nebula. Well, why don't I send you to a state of in-between by stabbing you with whatever this thing is? Let's hesitate at least and see where the story goes. Do you really think you can deal with the spirit I summoned on your own? Or when you reach the pyramid, you'll speak to the forces beyond the veil alone? I doubt you'll achieve either without me. I'm in a fight setting him free as long as the story will let me. Of course I do. Who do you think I am? I studied alongside Leonardo for most of my life and far surpassed him. That's why I stand here while he's reduced to a whisper between worlds. He holds out his arms. The shackles are heavy and carved with fading symbols. Enough talk. Break these binds and I'll walk out of here. I really want to leave him in the prison. Now, our dad is sort of like in between. Can he find the way? I'm going to leave Cornelius. You're as foolish as your father. His voice turns cold. When I get out, and I won't forget your insolence. He steps back into the dark and turns away. Now be gone. I kind of like how that played out. I feel good about it. Probably one of the lesser done ways of dealing with that content. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm always
We're close now.
Oh.
There should be a cave entrance nearby, just past an abandoned fort. The structure belonged to the Empire, back when they waged war against the old kingdoms. It was once part of a prison network, but after the war ended, the place lost its strategic importance, so they left it be.
I'm always curious to see the percentage of choices made by people that play these games. I think the what's it called? They did the Walking Dead thing. Is it Telltale? I can't think of the name right now because I can never think of anything when I'm pressured to think of it. But they did like the Walking Dead series, and they did some sort of maybe like The Wolf Among Us, I think was the title of it. But they basically showed, like, they keep track of all the decisions you make through the game, and they show like, oh, this percentage of players picked this choice, and this percentage of players picked this choice at the end of the game, and I always thought that was really cool. Alright, let's check this place out. Artifacts. I think we'll sell the... No, I kind of want to keep the egg, actually. It might be an not important, but an interesting item to have for interaction. I don't think we're going to make it back to town to be able to buy any more ship upgrades. So I think we're just pretty much okay saying we're not going to need to sell any of the items anymore. And what's this place? Oh, speaking of the devil, upgrades. Well, we can't afford anything, so let's get out of here. And I think that egg sold for 90 and we have 45 right now, so we wouldn't be able to afford anything anyway. I think the next upgrades were 150. Apologies if they were 125. We're just going to move forward here. I kind of just want to keep the egg. Into the cave. Oh, our ship shadow scared me. Feel like we got some combat coming up here. Got some alien pillars that have fallen over and become semi-buried in the... Oh, hey, we did find... are those cannons? I think those are cannons. And can we reach them from here? I hope we can because I'm firing. Cool. Can I get them all? I couldn't get them all. Oh, wow, exploding barrels. That's fun. Their cannonballs are very fast. My reaction time is not superb. Just focusing on one for now. And then we'll laser down the other one. Are they hitting each other? That's fun. Alright, that's enough. Let's just laser him. Where'd the other ship go? Did it die? It must have died. I did see a lot of explosion happening. Okay, yeah, that's what happened to the other one. Here's a wall that is breakable. I kind of want to do that before entering the prison. Oh, I could be wrong about that being a breakable wall. Maybe that breaks out from the other side, from the inside. Also, there's another one of these big giant alien doors that we use the laser to light up spots with, so we'll keep an eye out for that. I'm kind of afraid that if I use this, it's going to progress the story. I really want to explore first, but... Remains of a fort, so this may not be the end. You approach the fortification and disembark. Inside a dimly lit room, you find the barkeep from the city lying on a makeshift table, blood soaking through hastily wrapped bandages. 2 people work silently, doing their best to stop the bleeding. Salt, you have seen better days. Ah, Captain. Good to see a familiar face. Maybe my final moments. What brings you here? I mean, I'm not going to act surprised. I knew he was going to be here. What did Cornelius promise them? That snake promised to help my brother. Said he'd perform a ritual, an arcane rite of unprecedented scale. Sounded like madness from the start. His voice tightens. Poor Riggs, he didn't deserve this. At least before he had a chance to die with some grace. What happened to Riggs? Riggs' wounds weren't healing. Day by day, he was slipping further. Then Cornelius showed up, claimed he had a solution. Said the answer lay in this place, among these ruins. He coughs, wincing. There's a pit nearby, a hole in the ground that hums with something wrong. Cornelius was talking about some veil and how thin it is here. He said he could reach through it and pull my brother back. As it turns out, he did summon the spirit, my brother's, after letting him die. Now Riggs is trapped inside what's left of his body. Twisted, unnatural. He's no longer the man I knew. I couldn't bring myself to end it. Didn't have the strength. So we sealed him inside the ruins, and we stayed. Make sure no one else goes in. I mean, I don't think Salt's gonna be okay. I don't think asking him is... I feel like asking him is kind of rude. Who are the other men in the room? He lifts his hand, revealing a deep wound in his stomach, and points towards the rest of the men in the room. These blokes? Some are from Riggs' crew. Some are my former companions. He grits his teeth as another wave of pain hits, but he forces a faint smile. Don't worry, Captain. I'm at peace with it. Go into these ruins, do the right thing. My men will take care of me. I feel like Salt deserved better. He was a cool character.
I hope Salt pulls through. The wound looks bad, it does. But maybe there's still a chance.
I mean, I guess.
Who knows? Maybe he'll end up with a metal belly. Could go well with that old hook of his. He should have stayed behind in the city. Most pirates don't get to retire.
I'm gonna explore back here while the
With
speech
his
is
brother
going.
in danger. Yeah, I'd probably do the same.
We should focus on opening that door. I am sure the barkeep will be cared for. That door is similar to the one you've seen before. There must be solar crystals nearby for you to charge with the solar cannon.
Thanks, Dad. I figured it out. Alright, that's 2 of them. The others are back here. We're probably gonna bump the, boop. We booped. Booping's the worst. More boops. We're not taking damage, though. Is there a 4th one, or is that it? That seems to be it. I don't see anything else back there. Uh-oh. More boops. That's embarrassing that I've been playing this game the whole time and still no better at steering this ship. I didn't see what was back here though. It may just loop back into the little chamber that the last solar crystal was in. Yeah, there's nothing back here. Abort.
We're nearly there. The spirit Cornelius summoned. It won't yield without a fight.
So Riggs the final boss?
I've heard theories of what happens when something is pulled back from the other side. It doesn't always return as it was. It may have taken a form of something different, but familiar to its former self.
What about you, Dad?
But if that form is destroyed, what's trapped inside may be set free to act on its own.
All right, what do we got? What's coming? What's gonna happen here? These towers destructible. Uh-oh, we might boop again. No. Ouch. I mean, I guess we're not taking damage from it. There's a ship down there. We've lost sound. Oh, no, never mind. Alright, that was a fair amount of damage we got off there. Oh shoot, I didn't mean to let go that soon. Riggs, you're going down, buddy. I feel like we're pretty powered up. I don't feel like there's really a whole lot of risk of dying here. Let's get our laser on again. $25 gold. Let's see what opens up here. I mean, I haven't really played Sea of Thieves, and I haven't really played any ship battle things. Like, I never played Black Flag or anything like that. I don't know how they can make the combat more engaging, but if it was, I feel like this game would be more popular than it is. Don't get me wrong, still love it. The spirit of Captain Riggs. The ship crashes into the depths below, vanishing into the abyss. As the echoes fade, a voice, recognizable yet distant, resonates through the cavern. Hey there, big fish. We meet again, and once again you bested me. Another voice rises, layered and strange. Oh, how I long for just one more fight, and then another, until you drop twitching on your pretty little deck. What's the second voice? I like that Riggs respects us a little bit, though. That one? Oh, I like that one. Feisty thing. Caught a ride when I got yanked back from the other side. Brought a few friends, too. Second voice cuts in, measured, calculated. Our predicament is remarkable. We joined Riggs as he was pulled from the other side. Now we share existence, in a way. What are you planning to do now? First, we want to reach that annoying buzzer, shining and screaming from deep inside the nebula, calling to us. He pauses, a beat of silence, then he speaks again, this time as if responding to someone unheard. Yeah, we can show him the way. Yeah, let's get help. I don't want to know about any prices to pay. Don't let them know that you're, desperate. It's like telling a car salesman, you're like, this is the exact car that I want. And they're like, okay, no more discounts. If he's going to show us the way, we don't want to open the door for him to extort us. How much you got? Anyway, a deeper voice cuts through the air. A deeper, darker voice. Good. Very good. The air grows thick. We will mark the path, light the beacons. You will walk it from here to your destiny. Or your demise. And when it's done, we will roam free through space and seek others. A sudden gust of tears through the cave. The walls tremble. Your ship creaks, rocked by the force, as the wind rushes towards the entrance. Alright, so we just need to get out of here then. I think. I'm not missing the exit, right? Oh, it's right here. Okay. Through the nebula, you leave the planet with a heavy heart. Riggs' spirit, twisted and fused with countless others, has fulfilled its final purpose. The beacons are lit, guiding the way forward. What becomes of him now is lost to the unknown. Your path leads into the heart of the nebula, where the pyramid awaits, a colossal structure built to contain the reality tear. That tear is your only hope of restoring your father's soul.
It seems the spirit kept its word.
I feel like we've gone up every single time in these.
Beacons, lighting the way forward.
I like that narratively our
Come,
dad
child.
sees these beacons.
Follow the path. The pyramid waits, and with it, the end of our search.
And that we didn't need Cornelius. Oh, the lighthouse. Yeah, we have to stop at the lighthouse. Just want to know more. You approach the lighthouse. The light is faint, barely flickering behind the cracked lens. Near the door, something shifts, a dark pulsing mass slumped against the wall. As you draw closer, it stirs, and then turns. A familiar voice follows. Zalthar. Oh my goodness. It's the man in yellow. What are you? Ah, Captain, so you did decide to help me out. The voice is cheerful, almost playful, but it echoes strangely. Warped stretch. I thought I'd stop by to thank you. Let's not get aggressive. Let's just kind of be like, yep, we did your bidding. We messed up, but it's cool. Act shocked. Easy now, Captain. No need for violence. With the lighthouse keeper safely tucked away, my form has no counterpart. Only my own will keeps it from growing. A twisted sprout bursts from his side and slams into the lighthouse wall, causing a deep crack to splinter through the stone. Although I must admit, holding it together is rather taxing. Oh man. I don't want to know about his true form. This is like This is what he's allowing to slip out, and like maybe he can just really let go and become this massive, awful creature. I guess we'll ask about the lighthouse keeper. It seems reasonable. One of his many appendages lifts, gesturing towards a box lashed to a place where a neck might once have been. She's safe, all thanks to you. He sounds almost proud. I know how it may look, but this is for everyone's benefit, truly. I like the lighthouse keeper. I want to know more about her. That's entirely reasonable, Captain. But Ithariel knew exactly what would happen when she opened that box. Body suddenly splits into two reflections of the same being, momentarily independent. They rejoin with a sickening snap. I do want to help you, truly. But before that, there's something I'd like to ask. Haven't I done enough for you already? When you reach the pyramid, you'd want to open the tear to call out for your father and gather his missing pieces. That's a fool's errand. The tear cannot be closed. Once opened, it spills endlessly. The best you can do is slow it down, stabilize it for a time. And that won't be easy. I wish to offer you a boon, something to help you endure what's to come. What sort of boon? I feel like they both lead to the same place. A chunk of his form tears loose and falls to the ground with a wet, unnatural slurp. It twitches once, then lies still. Here, consume my flesh. It will grant you power beyond your own, enough to be able to close the tear. You just said we can't close the tear. I'm gonna pass on this one. No, that's disgusting. How about just no, because I just don't want to. The mass begins to pulse and quiver. Captain, I hate to insist, but you must understand you're not ready. Just look at you. How do you plan to confront the forces beyond the veil alone? But I won't force you. The choice is yours. I'm not going to do it. The mask convulses violently. Grotesque, guttural sounds echo from within it. Then you realize he's laughing. All this, and for nothing. Fine then, suit yourself. He turns, his many limbs shifting. Now if you'll excuse me, a light up there needs tending. Promises to keep. He crawls up the wall like an insect, slowly ascending the tower. You watch as he reaches the top and begins to tend the lighthouse flame. So, our choices are always ours. And the lighthouse keeper knew the future of the choices that we're going to make. And he is hoping that we make different choices. It's pretty cool lore. I don't know the extent of it, and I'd love to see some other branches of some of these things. The writing's pretty cool. Alright, let's see if we can find the tear. Here's something. What's beyond this? We can come back down. I just want to take a peek. We have plenty of supplies, it looks like. This is the green one. This is the exit. So this is an event. Let's check this out. Lord Inquisitor's ship. As your ship cuts through the swirling fog of the nebula, a silhouette appears. The Lord Inquisitor's vessel, still and watchful. So far, you haven't been noticed. Oh man. Do we want to approach this? Yeah, let's check it out. You bring your ship closer. After a brief delay, a bridge extends from the hull, silent and slow. A detachment of guards awaits on the other side. You're escorted across into the vessel's heart, towards the Lord Inquisitor's chambers. Captain. Oh, wait, we didn't do what he wanted. This could be bad. I see you've made it this far. Tell me, did you fulfill my request? Is Cornelius dead? I mean, we left him back in the prison. I'm not gonna lie to the guy. You've gone above and beyond, Captain. Good, it means you still recognize the line between right and wrong, between order and corruption. He turns to a drawer built into the side of his desk, opens it, and withdraws a thick, weathered tome. The book. This book was his. He failed to wield it wisely, but you might be able to. Oh, are we going to be able to use the book on the tear, or figure out what we need to do? A heavy volume bound in dark skin. Its pages shift slightly when left alone. Creepy. I like it. Carry on with your mission. He turns away, stepping towards a vast panoramic window. My ship will remain here, awaiting the outcome. Through the glass, the swirling nebula parts, revealing the distant silhouette of the pyramid. Dismissed. I'm glad we stopped there. That could have very easily been missed. Is this the pyramid? It is. At last you've reached it. Hidden deep within the nebula, the pyramid looms, ancient, vast, and silent. Somewhere inside lies the tear, a two-way passage carved through the fabric of reality, a gateway to the other side of the veil. Step through and you may reclaim the scattered fragments of your father's soul, or you may choose a different path entirely. Oh my goodness, what do we got going on? Well, we know what to do here.
Captain, I don't want to sound superstitious, but we shouldn't linger here.
Why not?
This
Oh,
place,
I see things moving in the
there's
distance.
something wrong with it. I can feel it in the air. The darkness, it's thick, almost solid. We're barely drawing enough light to power the ship.
For once, your first mate speaks of something meaningful.
It's a little rude, Dad.
The old ones built this place to hold back the spread of the tear. But its presence still bleeds into the world, bending everything around it.
Is that the last one? Or are there more? I keep pressing forward, as though it's gonna make me go faster or fight the wind here somehow. It's not gonna help us go any faster. I can't reach that yet. Okay, it's opening, so we at least hit all the right spots. And there's the tear.
When we reach the tear, be ready.
Be ready for what?
The pyramid was not only a seal, it was a warning.
Alright, I want to have full charge.
Defense against those foolish enough to disturb what lies beyond.
I want to have full charge on the engine, so we just...
Whatever awaits us, we must face it head on.
So we're just gonna go slow and steady. Yeah, there's a battle in here for sure. But my dad kept interrupting me. I hope this is a save point also. I don't want to do all that again. I feel like we're gonna die a couple times. There's a lot of enemies in here. Wow. Okay. Yeah, okay, save point. Great. Let's go around the edge. That seemed to work well last time. And let's wait until these become active to start charging up the laser. They're gonna be too low. Can I reach up here? I can't reach up there either. Uh-oh. We're gonna lose our first initiative here. Maybe they're just faking us out. Yeah, that's it. Music started. Oh, we're gonna do a thing here before the battle starts. You approach the tear. Suspended in the air, it pulses with a slow, unnatural rhythm, confined by remnants of some alien mechanism. Arcs of energy flicker across its surface, responding to your presence. As you step closer, your father's voice grows clearer, sharper. At last, child, you've reached the tear, the one great rupture, the source of the powers from beyond the veil. It must be manipulated, unbalanced. In its current state, passage would be far too dangerous. Dad, you're not the bad guy, are you? What would happen after you unbalance it? The tear will grow. The line between realities will get thinner. That is the moment you must cross. Wait, we're crossing? Why are we... I don't like this. Don't concern yourself with what happens after. Whatever comes, we'll face it together. Yeah, we're gonna use the last egg charge here. Alright, 40% chance to see if our dad is the bad guy, I think. Alright, here we go. Critical success. You focus past his words. Something feels carefully measured. Your father speaks in half-truths, but not out of malice. His belief in this path is unwavering. Whatever awaits you beyond the tear, it's the outcome he wants, because he believes it's what you need. So this is a join us situation. The time has come, child. We must proceed. I'll guide you. There's nothing to fear. I don't like this at all now. The tear flinches, and then the temple stirs, reacting to the intrusion. It seems we've waited too long. Our presence has been noticed. Deal with the threat, and then we'll decide to deal with the tear. Alright, battle time. Is this all that's left? Did they all blow each other up? That was a little anticlimactic. Let's deal with the real enemy. You approach the tear once more. It shudders at your presence, the air bending in unnatural patterns. It's up to you to decide what to do next. I don't know if we're going to be able to close the tear, though. Everybody said that we couldn't, including the guy that, like, has set this whole thing up. He's like, you can't do that. And then says we can do it, but we have to, like, consume a piece of him to be able to have the strength to do it, which kind of seems like a double cross in some sense. But let's try to stabilize. Let's consider closing the tear. It feels like the good guy right solution in the situation we're in. Your father's voice returns. If you do this, there'll be no turning back. Once the tear is stabilized, the veil's influence will fade. You won't be able to cross, and I will never be made whole again. The ritual will be difficult, but if you choose it, I'll guide you. Really? Dad's got our back? I thought he didn't have our back. Or maybe that's what he wants. I'm gonna assume it's not that deep. Let's stabilize the tear. I'm just accepting what happens here. You step towards the tear. Your father's voice guides you loud and clear. To seal it, you first must call to what lies beyond. Only with their attention can the breach be anchored. Man, even with 80 resolve, we only have 58% chance with the sun pendant helping. I thought I would be higher than that. I should not have sold that one thing. I feel like I sold it with one charge left. Wow. We just rolled the best thing you could possibly roll. I wonder if that was, No, I think that was random. I think that we just got super, super lucky. You press your thoughts onward through the tear into the unknown. For a moment, you feel the air go still. Then, they answer. Visions pour in. Lands not meant for mortals, vast and formless. The tear tightens. The breach acknowledges your presence. The powers are listening. Images flood your mind. Places you've never seen. Places too impossible to exist. They dance in a kaleidoscope of shifting geometry and color, alien and endless. And with them, heat. Waves pour from the tear like the breath of 1,000 burning suns. It distracts you, but you must persist. Ignore the heat? I don't think our perception's high enough to be able to do that. Let's ignore the heat. Let's just keep pushing forward. 50% chance. We'll use the sun pendant again. Success. You clench your jaw and tighten every muscle. The heat presses in like molten change, but you endure. With the pain locked out, clarity returns. The path through the visions reveals itself. Terror grows wider. It pulses and resonates from deep within, but now it is responsive. You can feel it listening, waiting. You must find a way to bind it. We use both of these? Okay, so I know that using this is going to put us at like 93. I want to use both of them, not to guarantee 100%, but I want to use both of them because it's the items given to us by the brother and the sister. And I feel like there's like some merit to having them both work together there. Like somehow that exonerates Cornelius in her sister's, or in his sister's mind somehow. Like if we go back and tell her what we did or something. You start a chant mimicking the sounds whispered to you by your father. The tear begins to calm, as if listening back. Now it remains to be seen if you've succeeded. If at least half the ritual was correct, the tear must subside. The tear grows larger, swelling with power. Clouds of smoke pour from its core, twisting into massive tendrils that lash out in every direction. Then it comes. The tendrils dissolve, the pulsing slows. The alien containment structure begins to collapse, pieces folding inward like petals of dead metal. For the first time, you see the tear in full, but it is stable, confined. Another tremor. The temple reacts violently and shudders beneath your feet. Your manipulations did not go unnoticed. Is this more battle? It is. Okay. Everything's behind us. We need to turn around. We're at half health. I am not doing a great job of shielding. I don't know if we can damage this from the front like that. Alright, let's get a full shot off here. Okay, we got one. We have like 0 health left. I hope this starts right at that beginning. I don't want to redo story stuff. Or we can get sent back to the title screen. Okay. Where is this going to spit us out? The pyramid. Is this the beginning? Oh no. Do we have to do all that again? Sorry if I go through this quickly here. We used the sun pendant, and I feel like we got lucky. We rolled a 1 on this. Okay, we failed this time. This is going to change the story, I think. You throw your will forward, sharp, clear, and determined. The tear ripples, something stirs, but instead of responding, they rise unleashed. Your mind fills with images not meant to be seen. I'm sorry, the weight of other worlds crushes your focus. I'm trying to process, like, what's going to be different. This is the same. And then we do heat. Sun pendant. Our resolve went down because we failed, so we're less likely to get through this time. Is this a success? It is. Okay. Spot on success. You clench your jaw and tighten every muscle. The heat presses in like molten chains, but you endure. With the pain locked out, clarity returns. The path through the visions reveals itself. I feel like we did critical success on that one last time. You must find a way to bind it. Okay, let's find using both of these. Use and the pipe. Okay. I feel better about this. Now I just need to win the battle. You start to chant, mimicking the sounds. Yeah. Okay. Alright, we got a lot of them there. I'm missing very, very badly here. Alright, got another one. Got another one. That's all the smaller ones, I think. And these are projectiles, like they can just literally miss. Alright, one down. Just need this one to turn its side to me again. And me not crash into it, of course. Ow. Alright, we did it this time. That was a little hectic knowing that I'd have to restart the whole thing. If I failed, I mean. I like the purple hue on our ship right now. That's some cool lighting. Stable reality tear. You approach the tear for the last time. It hovers in the air, perfectly balanced, no longer growing. Your father's voice returns, faint, distant, and very tired. Well, I suppose that's it. You did what you thought was right. He's not mad, he's just disappointed. Alright, what's gonna happen to you, Dad? It'll be harder for me to remain here, at least in this form. With the connection severed, the pieces of my mind I've lost, they drift. Grow more distant by the moment. But don't trouble yourself on my command, passive-aggressive. His voice softens. It's not as though I ever truly had the chance to be whole again. I may not have been entirely honest with you. After my failed attempt to pass through, there was no going back. Not truly. All I ever hoped for was to convince you to cross instead. Yeah, so he missed us. He wanted us to join him. Confront. Some of it was true. Well, most of it wasn't, to be fair. But I had my reasons. This world, it's a cruel place. And I don't just mean the veil or the things that slip through it. The endless threats of war, the small scuffles, the petty cruelty of people clinging to what little power they have. This isn't the place I wanted you to live in. I've seen a better one. A place where the old ones went. A place where you could have had the life you deserve. The reason I tried to pass through wasn't for me. I wanted to lay the groundwork for you. But that's all in the past now. I mean, I think it's cool that a father wants to have their son have their best life, but if it means that I'm being ripped from my reality to exist in a world that only you've seen the good of, and you're like, oh, I know what's best for you, that's, you know, for you, and you don't have a choice in it. I don't know, that feels kind of bad, but... His features begin to fade. Light bleeding through the outline of his form until he's barely more than a shimmer. Now, you must go. I may not have led you to paradise, but perhaps you'll find your own here. He raises a hand, a small, uncertain wave. Farewell, child. And then he's gone. Just silence. It takes you a moment to recollect your thoughts before eventually leaving the pyramid. An abrupt interruption. You sail your ship away from that forsaken place, back away from the tear. But as you breach the edge of the nebula, a thunderous explosion rips through the silence. The shockwave lifts you off your feet and slams you into the mast. Your vision blurs. You can hear shouting, footsteps, and another blast. Shapes move across the deck. The last thing you see before it's all dark is men in heavy plating boarding your ship. They cut down what's left of your crew. What? Was his name Sean, the redhead guy? Is he okay? Silence. It takes a long time to regain consciousness. Your head throbs, your limbs are heavy. You're no longer on your ship. You're in a cage suspended by a thick swaying chain. It creaks with every movement beneath your feet. You're on a ship. His ship. Then a familiar voice. Is this the Inquisitor? It is. I see you've regained consciousness. That's good. We can talk now. Your head throbs with every heartbeat. You must have struck it when a blast hit the deck. What happened to my crew? You did well, Captain, truly. I wasn't so certain you'd choose to stabilize the tear, so I gave you the book, a version of it, with a few adjustments, in case you tried to wield forces no human should command. But you didn't disappoint me. You made the right call. I guess we could try to break free. He doesn't seem like the kind of guy that's going to justify his actions. Once more, the Lord Inquisitor does not react. There's not much to be done now, Captain. The things you've seen, the knowledge you possess. In any other case, you'd be dead already. But you didn't disappoint me. And that means you may still have value. Do we just fake it and say, I mean, not that we really have a choice in reality, but, or do we like stand tall and be like, I'd rather die? I'd rather die. That option still is very much on the table. I will need time. There are many things to consider. I must judge carefully for the sake of the realm. He turns to leave. For now, rest. His footsteps grow quieter with each passing moment. Then a loud clang. A door slammed shut. Silence. Only a flicker of the lone candle left behind. The slow rhythmic creak of your cage swaying in the dark. A vision comes to your mind. A vision how your ship was sailing away from the pyramid. So this is just a vision now. Do we get the bad ending? Or a bad ending? Thank you for playing. This journey wouldn't exist without you. If you enjoyed the game, please consider leaving a review and sharing your thoughts. We read every comment, and your feedback helps us improve. I have seen them on the Steam reviews and comments and stuff in there, interacting with people. Yeah. Andrew Mack, Sean O'Brien, great job. George Ledoux, voice of Leonardo. Nice. Yeah, so I know this was a small team. I know that they obviously worked hard on it. But yeah, let's gather our thoughts here for a second. Okay, real quick thoughts. I think the game was super enjoyable. I enjoyed the writing a lot. I don't know if I'm going to play it again. I don't know if I want to go through all of it just to get a slightly different ending. It'd be cool if there was a way to select chapters and start where I decided to stabilize the tear as opposed to tearing it apart, to see how that would affect the ending. I'd like to maybe go back and see what happens if I end up like taking Cornelius with me and confronting him there and seeing, like, I can see like 50 different ways that this plays out, and I feel like we got a very disappointing one. I'm not like super disappointed because I know that other endings exist, so it's not like, oh, I invested this time in this movie and the ending wasn't very, like, it wasn't spectacular or it wasn't like super moving. It just happened to be one of the bad endings in the game, and I don't know if I'm going to replay it. I would suggest checking the game out anytime it's on sale. I think it's well worth the money. I like the game. I thought it was great. I'm probably going to look up some of the other endings. Maybe I'll play through it again. I'm not sure. But yeah, I thought, again, the writing was great. The ship stuff, like the combat and the sailing, the sailing was fun. Like the movement, it was a little clunky, but it's like kind of like by design. Yeah, so I think I've rambled on enough about random things while I'm trying to wrap this up. I just want to say that I really appreciate you being here, and I look forward to playing a bunch more games like this and sharing them with you. And yeah, my name's Empty Bottle, and I will see you next time. Take care.